Madden Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's gonna be a good one on Sunday night primetime.
Thank Dre Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. This evening, the camper to this divisional round. It's the Seattle Seahawks and our home team. So glad you have joined us. It's a divisional round matchup here in the playoffs. Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson, partner, both these teams feeling the momentum, feeling good. They won last week on Wild Card Weekend. They're starting to look forward in Dream Super Bowl. One of these teams gets to the conference championship game. What are you looking for in a game like this?
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Mike. Both these teams we saw just a week ago play really well in their wild card matchup. So now they find themselves one game away from the conference championship. And it really comes down to, at this stage of the game, Mike, it's not who's practicing the best. Those reps have been really cut down. Right now, it's about getting your legs back and understanding who are we as a team, who is our opponent as a team, and who is going to play the best. Well, in a couple minutes, this thing's going to be kicked off, and we're going to find out.
Here comes the Seattle offense to take first time. And leading them, Greg, the veteran out of West Virginia, it's Geno Smith.
After talking to him the other day, it seems like he's really embracing this moment, Mike. I mean, he said something along the lines of playing with the pressure that comes with the playoffs is a privilege, and I couldn't agree more. Not everyone gets the opportunity to play on this stage. So when you have these types of moments, you really have to take advantage of them and just go for it. If the rest of the team can match that mindset, I think they got a good shot today to lead with a win.
Here's a 2nd and 9. The tight end Fant in motion. Now he'll run it. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
And this is something the defense knew they had to contain coming in today, Mike. They worked all week on containing this quarterback, but here we are. Early on in the game, a nice scramble there, good yardage, and he's able to pick up the first down.
On play action, Smith taking the deep shot for Smith and Jigba.
They told us this week they were going to try to come out fast, and tell you what, that's exactly what they did. Put immediate pressure on this secondary and let them know, hey, all game long today, you better defend every blade of grass because we're coming out firing. And even though that ball falls incomplete, it goes a long way in setting up the rest of this game plan as the game unfolds.
And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Not something you want to see in the opening minute of the game. Play action now. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. It is picked up by the defense. Well, the ball comes out, and the scramble for it, it ends up becoming a turnover, and the offense walks off disappointed with that fumble.
Mike, when you look at a stat sheet at the end of the game and you want to determine which team wins and which team loses, at the top of the list is ball security. Which team does a better job protecting it, and which team does a better job taking it.
This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. And taking the snaps, a quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
You have to figure, Mike, this is a confident quarterback coming into this one. He played such a large role, not only helping them win the division, but then he followed it up last week with a big wild card victory. Now, 1 week away from a championship game in front of their home crowd. Everything is falling into place. But if they want to play next week, they're going to need another big game from their leader. It's not often in the NFL, Mike, that we see a run play result in a touchdown of this length. A lot of things have to go the right by the defense, executing by the offensive line and all of your blockers. And then sometimes it's just, I got a better guy with the ball in my hand than you do on defense. And I think all of those things here were at play and results in a big touchdown.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll come across the 20 and taken down at the 21-yard line. The Seahawks offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. This drive starts at the 21. It's 1st and 10. Now Smith. That's complete to Metcalf. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Fine work defensively. That's going to be knocked away and go down as an incompletion. DK Metcalf was the intended target. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, Smith. He'll try to run for it. Gino's been around, knows how to slide and get out of harm's way after picking up the 1st down.
First down, Seattle.
One quarter down in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. 7-0 is our score. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. The run up the middle, it's Walker. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. That's dropped off for Walker. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the quarterback decides to turn to a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and short of the 1st down.
So it's 4th down. The Seahawks send out the Aussie Michael Dixon to punt. This fielded at the 3. But this turns out to be a solid return. They finally get him to the ground.
At their own 40-yard line.
The home team's offense going to get it one final time in this 1st half. They lead 7-0 thanks to the touchdown on the opening drive. So try to double up here as they begin this drive 1st and 10. 3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up 2nd down. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll let it go deep left sideline. That ball incomplete. Got the hands in there to break it up. Could have been a big gainer. Instead, it sets up a 3rd down. Now they'll set up to throw. He's going to try it here again. That is caught. And he will score for the score.
That is just a complete disaster. I mean, we're in the final seconds of the 1st half, Mike, and you give up a huge explosive play that results in a touchdown. No matter what you've done all half, it completely changes the game.
Now the try here for the point after. It's up and good. And his guys move out on top. 14 to... Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. This taken at the 5. And they'll get this up past the 20, and that's where they'll set up shop. Set to go now on 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Divisional Round matchup as we send you to Orlando. We'll check in with the coach.
We'll get
Jonathan
started up at
Coachman
Lincoln Financial
as the
Field
EA
in
Sports
Philly,
halftime
where it was
report.
the Eagles who come away with the home victory.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get it back to you two in just a moment. Jalen Hurts
Leading the way as his guys pick up win number 14 on the year.
The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some
We are set
fireworks
for the
yet to
second
come.
half kickoff. One of these teams ready to book a date in the NFC Championship game next week, and we are back at it with the third quarter. Oh, very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The home team's offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
You know, Mike, I like everything about this play except the very end. You've already picked up good yardage. You've already picked up the first down. Now get down on the ground and protect yourself. There's no reason to take those shots.
He'll run again. And he takes it down to the 15-yard line.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. And he's in! Touchdown!
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime, that other offense waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for this second half. The kicking team off for the extra point. He gets it to go, and his guys will stake themselves to a 21-0 lead. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. Now return coming from the 7. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Seahawks offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. Working out of the gun, Smith. That's complete to lock it outright.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll come up now for second down and 4. From the gun, it's Gino. Over the middle, Metcalf has it. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
First down, Seahawks.
Straight ahead, it's Walker. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this third quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. On second down, Smith. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down. The ball's out. The defense has it.
Something these running back coaches preach all the time, Mike, is you can't sacrifice the ball for additional yardage, and I think we had a case of that going here. I love the effort. I love the fight. But it can't come at the expense of the ball. Everything in football is about protecting the ball itself, and in this case, just a little bit too loose with it. They're able to pop it loose, and that's a big turnover.
The home team's offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for first and 10. They'll turn and hand this one off. The speed on display. He's in. Has a touchdown. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his second touchdown of the game.
There's so many elements of this play, Mike, that are just so impressive. Not only the ability to break tackles and make guys miss, but then the speed to say, okay, I can make guys miss, but I can also take it to the house. I mean, there's just not a lot of backs in the league that have that combination skill set. They're fortunate for them. They've got one here, and he makes a big play here for a touchdown.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. Good job in coverage. They're going to get him down short of the 20-yard line. The Seahawks offense and Geno Smith getting ready for their next possession. And as we take you back through the highlights, there aren't many of them from a quarterbacking perspective. He's been unable to sustain a lot in any of these drives and does not have a touchdown pass to this point. A first down throw for Smith. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball. I can't exactly put my finger on it, but it just seems like this entire game, like this passing game and this quarterback specifically, they've just been off. And whether it's missing these big shots downfield like he did there or just simple underneath layups, there's just something about him today that doesn't look right.
And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force fourth down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down, and this quarterback's paying the price for it.
Kicking time for the Seahawks. They'll punt this one away, as he'll have to hit it from his own end zone. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And it'll be a good return. He's able to get it up past the 40-yard line. The home team's offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. This one appears to be safe in hand. It has been a clinical performance to this point. And now they'll try to finish up strong. Inside the 25. And this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. Greg, in the end zone again, I'm running out of different ways to say touchdown. They're doing it so often here today.
Mike, some offensive play callers, once they get the lead, it's just milk the clock and let's get out with a win. But not this coach. He is trying to score every single time they possess the ball.
Point after try forthcoming. His kick is good. And his guys stretch out this lead even more. It is now 35-0. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Jalen Darden now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Well, Seahawks offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Smith. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. And we'll get whistles and a timeout, so they will stop the clock. Closing seconds, game decided, but timeout anyway. Now problems. He loses the football near his own goal line. And there it is. The defense comes up with the big play, forcing the fumble as they get their offense right back on the field. Coming up, Greg, with a big turnover.
Taking the ball away, Mike, has really become an art form in the NFL. Some teams are good at it, some teams not so much. But in this case, great job by the defense taking that one away.
After that fumble recovery, a big opportunity here. First, and this is going to be a touchdown. They are going to extend the lead here in the final minute of play. We might need a calculator before this one is done. It has been one-sided, and the route rolls on, Greg.
Absolutely, Mike, and they just keep piling on the points. I mean, this offensive play caller, he's saying it's never enough. I'm going to try the possession, and we've seen him do that all game long.
Point after, coming up here. And he missed it. It's no good. One of the few things that's gone wrong so far, so they're unable to add one more point onto this big lead. Down to the final few seconds of this one as the kick is away. And that's going to be short, not making it to the landing zone. So this means the ball's going to come out to the 40-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here we go. 1, final play. And this offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They will continue on in these playoffs. They're now one step away from a Super Bowl appearance. We'll have a tough one coming up next Sunday in the Conference Championship game. And that'll do it for my partner, Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.